In this video, we're going to talk about the number one asset that you bring to your health and fitness journey. That asset is your ability to adapt and navigate obstacles. Because I understand that every day there are things that you want to do, things that matter to you, and simply getting them done often becomes what we call a test of authenticity. And that test of authenticity is where you actually get to prove how serious you are and how much getting fit actually matters to you. It's where you do what you say you're going to do, even if it's tough. And it's very common that in the middle of traveling from point A to point B, some kind of problem or obstacle pops up. Like, for example, let's say that you wanted to exercise, but you had a hard day at work and now it seems like your energy or patience is limited. Or maybe you're at the gym and someone is on your machine and they're just sitting there on their phone while they make you wait. Or you thought someone was going to watch the kids, but they canceled. And now you're trying to figure out how to actually get a workout in at home, even with them around. Or you're actually doing an at-home workout and watching one of the demonstrations for how to do like the 3-way shoulder lifts. And you don't have the exact same dumbbells that I show. So you need to actually find a suitable piece of equipment to use instead. These are just a few examples. And of course, there are millions of obstacles and challenges that are unpredictable situations that can pop up out of the blue and force you to make an unplanned decision. The question is, what are you going to do about them? How are you going to react when these things pop up and test your authenticity? Because how a lot of people react, especially as they get older, you can see this happening more and more frequently. But honestly, there's a lot of younger people who actually get stuck in this reaction too, is that they actually get stuck in their ways. They get rigid. They suddenly have an all or nothing mentality. Like, I can only use this machine or I won't get a good workout in. Or I can only focus when my kids are out of the room and everyone leaves me alone. Or I can only have a good workout if I already had a good day or a good night of sleep or whatever first, right? And again, there are a lot of ways that people can get stuck in their ways and have this rigid all or nothing mentality. But what's important to understand is that when these obstacles pop up, what is really happening is there's a kind of roadblock. And the mistake that I see so many people have a habit of getting stuck in is that they actually simply focus on the roadblock. They get frustrated. They start complaining. They need to vent. Then they need to talk about it. And if talking about it isn't enough, then they actually post it on social media. Ironically, without even realizing it, these people actually bring even more of what they dislike into their world because they're putting all of their attention on that. Now, because they've trained their mind to focus on the problem and obstacles, they start seeing them everywhere. So then there continues to be even more problems and more obstacles that they need to overcome. And before you know it, if you're dodging landmines all day instead of living, over time, those obstacles and problems just continue to stack up higher and higher and higher, more and more until the person can't even move. And now they start saying things like, why even bother? Or what's the point of trying? So they never get the body or that level of health and vitality that is available for them. But you're not going to make that mistake because we're actually having this conversation and there is a super simple solution that is always available to you. The solution to get around these obstacles is simply to adapt, to look for another route. There is more than one path from point A to point B. There's this route, and there's also this route, and then this one, and a dozen more that we don't even have time to talk about. The whole point is that whenever a challenge gets in your way, the best option you have for dealing with it is by adapting and navigating around it so that you aren't slowed down. This means you look for another route, you get creative, and you stay curious. So if you're having a long day at work, you're super irritated by everyone, and you have no patience for conversations, you might adapt and navigate around your cranky mood by putting on your headphones and playing your absolute favorite songs while you actually do some of the easy dynamics. You just give your mind an opportunity to rest and recharge for 20 minutes by letting your body do some work. Or if someone is using a machine at the gym and you could actually adapt by using another option to achieve the same result. Like instead of thinking that you only work your arms on the bicep curl machine, you figure out how to actually do the bicep curls on a cable machine with a weight stack. And you can also practice building the trust, balance, and coordination to do bicep curls with free weights. And that's not just possible for biceps. Every muscle group on your body can be targeted and activated and worked with a wide variety of machines or weights. And we'll be covering that more in detail when we get into strength training. So yes, that might mean that you actually need to spend some time learning how to do these adaptations, and you might need to build in some time and energy to experiment and have a learning curve. But the effort that you actually invest in that will be worth it because then you'll never be cut short. You'll always be able to get your workout in, so you'll always be able to feel good. Or let's say someone canceled watching the kids so you can't leave the house. Maybe you adapt by doing the dynamics down the long stretch of the hallway. And for strength training, you might actually do some body weight exercises or just lean against a wall and be able to actually get some resistance training. And maybe you make it a game that the kids can do with you as well. Or if they have to do homework, maybe instead of sitting right next to them while they're actually writing every single bit of their assignment, you give them clear directions to study while you're nearby, demonstrating that health and fitness can be prioritized without any special equipment or environment. And you can also use that as an opportunity to teach them the importance of staying focused during your set and not allowing distractions to phase you. You think that won't help them with their test at school and their growth in life to be independent? Your ability to stay flexible, adapt, and find another route that takes you to your destination is extremely powerful. That's why I call it your number one asset. And this asset is a skill. Adapting is a skill that not only makes your life easier, but actually keeps you younger. It lowers your blood pressure. It reduces stress. It makes your face look younger. It helps you actually get more out of any time that you actually can spend exercising as well. So how do you actually adapt? Make sure that you actually open up your playbook to page 93. You'll see this, and you can quickly draw in some fun alternative routes around that landmine to be able to get you to the other side. But the real point of page 93 is to give you a place to be able to take some quick notes about the two-step process to adapt and navigate challenges. Step 1 is to reconnect with your target and result. So you might ask yourself, what am I trying to accomplish here? And the answer can be pretty simple. For example, maybe you're trying to squat, but all of the racks are being used by other people. So instead of focusing on how all of the racks are being used, you adapt by reconnecting with your goal of squatting. Then step 2 is to stay curious and look for other routes. What other options are available to me? For example, there are a lot of other options available for squatting other than just the racks. You could use a Smith machine. You could do it freestanding with dumbbells, or you could do it on a Bosu ball, working with your balance. Or you could change what exercise you're doing altogether. For example, and now we're actually going to just skip ahead for a moment to page 119, where you can actually see the complete workout of a 60-minute workout for a gym. And even if you planned on doing workout number 1 for your lower body, you could adapt by doing workout number 2 with deadlifts, or workout number 3 with Bulgarian split squats. The whole point is you always have many routes forward if you stop focusing on the problem and you start focusing on what you're trying to achieve. So next, what I want you to do is spend a few moments thinking about how you actually use this two-step process and practice asking yourself these 2 questions so that you can actually find alternatives to be able to navigate around a real challenge that you could face, or maybe you actually did face when you were trying to exercise. So here, back on page 93, you're actually going to write down the challenge that you faced and the thing that you're trying to achieve.
For example, all of the treadmills were in use, and I want to do my zone 2 training in workout number 4, cardio strength.
Take a moment and write down your challenge here and the thing that you're actually trying to achieve. Now take a moment to identify ideally 2 or 3 other options that will help you actually reach your goal.
For example, I could go for a run outside, but maybe it's raining, so I could use a Stairmaster. But if those are all taken as well, I could choose a spot right next to the Stairmaster where I could do some extra dynamics to warm up my hip and knee joints and keep my heart rate up so that as soon as the machine opens up, I'm ready to grab it.
Okay, so again, take a moment and think through some of your alternatives. And just like that, you're able to redirect yourself to the same goal. The benefit of learning to think like this is that nothing is ever really in your way. And if you've heard me talk about the process of developing skills before, you know I'm always saying how important quality repetition is. You need lots of practice to develop skills that just kick in automatically and correctly. And the great thing is that every challenge or obstacle that pops up every time that you go to train is a new opportunity to test your growing skill. You can meet these tests of authenticity by letting go of the urge to be rigid or obsess over the problem. When you prevent the challenge from affecting your energy, then you're setting yourself up for success. When you're practicing adaptations, don't expect perfection. Like maybe you used to hang on to a bad mood for a week, and with some practice, you're able to let go of it faster and hang on to the bad mood for only just a day now. That's great progress. And if you keep practicing, you may be able to let go of that bad mood after an hour, and then a moment. The more you consciously practice adapting, the easier it will get to be unfazed and unaffected. And remember, when you adapt and navigate around challenges, it doesn't mean that you aren't considering those challenges. You are considering them. It just means that you're able to actually stand strong for yourself and stay committed to the priorities that you actually have for your own health and fitness. And when you have the ability to adapt, you are no longer reacting to things. You now respond in a way that serves what is best for you and those around you.